Hare Krishna, my dear devotees. We will read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 3, Pure Devotional Service, Text 17. Is it? It's there? Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Please repeat. Ayu, Arati, Vai, Pumsam, Udyan, Astam, Cha, Yan, Asau, Tasyarte, Yakshano, Nita, Uttamashloka, Vartaya, Ayur Harati Vaipumsam, Udyan Astam Chayan Asau, Tasyarte Yachano Nita, Uttamashloka Vartaya, Ayur Harati Vaipumsam, Udyan Astam Chayan Asau, Tasyarte Yakshano Nita, Uttamashloka Vartaya, Ayur Harati Vaipumsam, Udyan Astam Chayanasau, Tasyarte Yakshano Nita, Uttamashloka Vartaya, Ayur Harati Vaipumsam, Udyanastam Chayanaso, Tasyarte Yachanonita, Dhammashloka Vartaya, Ayur Harati Vaipumsam, Udyanastam Chayanaso, Tasyarte Yakshano-nita, Dhammashloka Vartaya. Vaishnavis, Ayur Harati Vaipumsam, Astam Chayanaso, Tasyarte Yakshano-nita, Dhammashloka Vartaya, Harati Vaipumsam, Asam Chayanaso, Tasyarte Yakshano-nita, Dhammashloka Vartaya. Ayu, duration of life. Harati, decreases. Vai, certainly. Pumsam, of the people. Udyan, rising. Astam, setting, cha, also, yan, moving, asau, the sun, tasya, of one who glorifies the Lord, rite, except, yat, by whom, kshana, time, nita, utilized, uttama shloka, the all-good personality of Godhead, vartaya, in topics of. Translation. Both by rising and by setting, the sun decreases the duration of life of everyone except one who utilizes the time by discussing topics of the all-good personality of Godhead. Please repeat. Both by rising and by setting, the sun decreases the duration of life of everyone, except one who utilizes the time by discussing topics of the all-good personality of Godhead. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. This verse indirectly confirms the greater importance of utilizing the human form of life to realize our lost relationship with the Supreme Lord by acceleration of devotional service. So we're engaged in devotional service, but the sun is rising and setting, the clock is ticking. So we want to accelerate our spiritual progress. Like in a car, there's a pedal called the accelerator, and when you want to go faster, you step on it. Time and tide wait for no man. So the time indicated by the sunrise and the sunset will be uselessly wasted if such time is not properly utilized for realizing identification of spiritual values. Even a fraction of the duration of life wasted cannot be compensated by any amount of gold. So, at the time of death, we may be ready to spend any amount of money to extend our duration of life, but we will not be able to. So the time that we have is very precious and should be utilized. Uttama Shloka Vartaya, in topics of the all-good personality of Godhead. Srila Prabhupada was expert in speaking the language of his audience. And once he was speaking to a very big man in Bombay, Bridgerton Mohota, who was married to R.D. Birla's daughter. And he told Mr. Mohota that in the ledger of your life, any time used in Krishna consciousness is profit, and any time spent outside of Krishna consciousness is lost. So any businessman or anyone will want to maximize their profits and minimize their loss. So he said, anytime spent in Krishna consciousness is profit, and any time spent outside of Krishna consciousness is loss. Human life is simply awarded to a living entity, Jiva, so that he can realize his spiritual identity and his permanent source of happiness. A living being, especially the human being, is seeking happiness because happiness is the natural situation of the living entity. Yes, the Vedanta Sutra says, Anandamaya Vyasat, that the absolute truth is by nature full of bliss, and we are also parts and parcels of the absolute truth. And so by nature we are also meant to be blissful, full of ananda. Human life is simply awarded to a living entity, Jiva, so that he can realize his spiritual identity and his permanent source of happiness. A living being, especially the human being, is seeking happiness because happiness is the natural situation of the living entity. But he is vainly seeking happiness in the material atmosphere. A living being is constitutionally a spiritual spark of the complete whole, and his happiness can be perfectly perceived in spiritual activities. The Lord is the complete spirit whole, and his name, form, qualities, pastimes, entourage, and personality are all identical with him. Once a person comes into contact with any one of the above-mentioned energies of the Lord, through the proper channel of devotional service, the door to perfection is immediately opened. So we are meant to be happy, but we are vainly seeking happiness in the material atmosphere, and we can achieve real happiness only in relation to the Supreme Lord. And we can make contact with the Supreme Lord through his names, his forms, his qualities, his pastimes, his entourage, and his paraphernalia. And this is how we should utilize our time. In a talk in Los Angeles, Srila Prabhupada said, if you've got time, chant Hare Krishna. Don't speak nonsense. Don't waste time. Chant Hare Krishna. So whenever possible, as much as possible, we should chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Once a person comes into contact with any one of the above-mentioned energies of the Lord, through the proper channel of devotional service, the door to perfection is immediately opened. In the Bhagavad-gita 2:40, the Lord has explained such contact in the following words. Endeavors in devotional service are never baffled, nor is there failure. Even a slight beginning of such activities is sufficient to deliver a person from the great ocean of material fears. So the greatest fear is that one will descend into a lower species of life. But if one engages in devotional service, he's guaranteed to at least get a human form of life. As a highly potent drug injected intravenously, it means in the veins, acts at once on the whole body, the transcendental topics of the Lord injected through the ear of the pure devotee of the Lord can act very efficiently. Now, I checked this with Dravida Prabhu, who's our editor of Prabhupada's books, and he said, and I suspected it might be the case, that it should read, as a highly potent drug injected intravenously acts at once on the whole body, the transcendental topics of the Lord injected through the ear by the pure devotee of the Lord can act efficiently. Oral, that's A-U-R-A-L, through the ear. Oral reception of the transcendental messages implies total realization, just as fructification of one part of a tree implies fructification of all other parts. This realization for a moment in the association of pure devotees like Shukadeva Goswami prepares one's complete life for eternity. And thus the sun fails to rob the pure devotee of his duration of life, inasmuch as he is constantly busy in the devotional service of the Lord, purifying his existence. Death is a symptom of the material infection of the eternal living being. Only due to material infection is the eternal living entity subjected to the law of birth, death, old age, and disease. The materialistic way of pious activities like charity is recommended in the Smriti Shastras as quoted by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Money given in charity to a suitable person is guaranteed bank balance in the next life. Such charity is recommended to be given to a Brahmin. If the money is given in charity to a non-Brahmin without Brahminical qualification, the money is returned in the next life in the same proportion. If it is given in charity to a half-educated Brahmin, even then the money is returned double. If the money is given in charity to a learned and fully qualified Brahmin, the money is returned 100 and 1,000 times. So if you're looking for a good investment, I don't think you can do better than this. And if the money is given to a Veda Paraga, one who has factually realized the path of the Vedas, it is returned by unlimited multiplication. The ultimate end of Vedic knowledge is realization of the personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, as stated in the Bhagavad-gita, Vedaischa sarvair aham eva vedya. So if the money is given to a Veda Paraga, it is returned by unlimited multiplication. So everything in the material world is limited. So to receive the reward by unlimited multiplication implies that one will receive it in the spiritual world. Once Srila Prabhupada was in Hong Kong, and he was received at the airport in a Rolls-Royce limousine and taken to the penthouse suite of the Hong Kong Hilton for a press conference. And at the press conference, one of the reporters asked Srila Prabhupada that you're supposed to be a spiritual person. Why were you riding in a Rolls-Royce limousine? Srila Prabhupada replied, I am a resident of the spiritual world, and everything in the spiritual world is made of Chintamani gems, spiritual jewels. So even if they had collected me in a solid gold Rolls-Royce limousine or a solid diamond Rolls-Royce limousine, it would not have been good enough. So you're asking, I'm supposed to be a spiritual person, why did I ride in a Rolls-Royce limousine? Well, it was the best they could offer, so I had to accept it. And after this incident, Srila Prabhupada came to Bombay, and he related the incident to me, and then he said, what else can you say to such envious people? But anyway, so coming back to the unlimited multiplication, that will come in the spiritual world. There is a guarantee of monies being returned if given in charity, regardless of the proportion. Similarly, a moment passed in the association of a pure devotee by hearing and chanting the transcendental messages of the Lord, Uttama Shloka Vartaya, is a perfect guarantee for eternal life, for returning home back to Godhead. Madhama Gatva Purnar Janma Navidyate. It's a line from the Bhagavad-gita in which Lord Krishna says that one who attains to his abode never has to take birth again. So this is the reward we get for utilizing our time in Uttama Shloka Vartaya in topics of the all-good personality of Godhead. In other words, a devotee of the Lord is guaranteed eternal life. A devotee's old age or disease in the present life is but an impetus to such guaranteed eternal life. So, yes, our old age and disease in the present life is an impetus to such guaranteed eternal life because they remind us that the material world is not a happy place. You know, as Krishna says in the Bhagavad-gita, dukkha layam ashashvatam, it is a place of misery. and it is temporary. So old age and disease remind us that the material world is not a happy place, that the physical body is not a proper residence for the spirit soul, and therefore it's an impetus for us to utilize our time in Uttama Shloka Vartaya, topics of the all-good personality of Godhead, so we don't have to take birth again and suffer janma mrityu jara vyadi, birth, death, old age, and disease in a physical body, but we can enjoy with Krishna in a spiritual body. And that is our goal, and that is the perfection of life. And so, we should always engage in Uttama Shloka Vartaya, Krishna Katha, and Krishna Nam, chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So thank you, my dear devotees, for listening so patiently and attentively. Now, if any of you have any questions or comments, any reflections you would like to share, you can raise your hand. Yes. Microphone for Devakinandan Prabhu.
Thank you, Maharaj, for wonderful class, short and sweet, as usual. You said all our time should be utilized in Uttama Shloka Vartaya. Other time used for anything is waste of time. Now there are two kind of practical problem. The two kind of devotee we see. One devotee who takes it literally and they become fanatic. And after some time, you don't find where they are. Is there any age, or it will come natural, or we have to do artificial, or what to do? Or it will come spontaneously?
Well, Srila Prabhupada said practice makes perfect, even in spiritual life. So we should practice utilizing our time in Uttama Shloka Vartaya, topics of the all-good personality of Godhead, and in chanting the holy names. As far as fanaticism, the Upadeshamrita, the nectar of instruction, describes 6 items favorable for devotional service and 6 items that spoil devotional service. And one of the items that spoil devotional service is niyamagraha. And niyamagraha can be divided in 2 ways. Niyam agraha or niyam agraha. And one means to follow the rules and regulations fanatically without understanding the reason. And the other is to neglect following the rules and regulations and to act whimsically. So, that's a good point. We should not be fanatics. We should be balanced. Balance is very important in Krishna consciousness.
But does it happen naturally, or we have to, mind is going, okay, be here. If somebody comes to talk, no, I cannot talk. It has happened naturally, or do we have to? How to differentiate between naturally happening and artificially doing?
how do you think we can differentiate?
That's why I'm asking.
Ideally, it should happen naturally. Ideally, it should happen naturally, that we want to utilize our time in the best way. But we also don't want to offend devotees. So if a devotee approaches us and they want to, in a way, waste our time with prajalpa or some unnecessary talk, we can say, I still have to finish my rounds, so you're welcome to stay and chant with me, or I still have to complete my reading, so you're welcome to stay and join me for reading. So they don't feel they're being rejected, but at the same time, you can maintain your focus on hearing and chanting about Krishna, and also offer to include them. Yes.
Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Since in Prabhupada's purport he describes how if the pure devotee injects this medicine, the effect is it's extremely effective. So in that way, our supreme pure devotee, Srila Prabhupada, has injected so many things into your ear. And I wanted to ask you about one of them. Prabhupada wrote to me that this entire compound and temple and deities is our international project. So,
yes.
Of all the things you've heard Prabhupada say about what he wanted to accomplish from these worship of these deities and from this international project, what would you say was the most inspiring that you heard? And thank you, Hare Krishna, for being that oral receptor to Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hi, thank you, Hare Krishna. Well, Srila Prabhupada wanted to preach to all kinds of people, and he was aware that Westerners were coming to India for spiritual life, and he wanted the Juhu project to, cater to them, to appeal to them, to serve them. And once after Prabhupada left, I think Keshava Bharati Das Goswami, he took account of the Westerners that were coming to the Juhu temple, and he said that we were getting more Westerners coming to the Juhu temple than they were getting at Soho Street in London. So that was a very important part of Srila Prabhupada's mission and vision for Hare Krishna land, that we should, attract and cater to Westerners. Yeah. And thank you for contributing so much to the construction of the temple through the BBTLA, which is the sister city of Mumbai. Hare Krishna.
Why do you think Prabhupada called it sister cities? I mean, I've been meditating on that for many, many decades.
Oh. I heard that somewhere. I don't know if Prabhupada said it.
Oh, he told me.
Oh, he did tell you?
Oh, yes. That was
Oh,
part
so
of
then what I said was correct.
Yes, it was part of the instruction when he was explaining. I have now signed this contract, and I am requesting you to send, it was in the area of $70,000 every month, US.
Jai.
So I used to think, well, Sister City, well, I can look at it in terms of the gross material energy, the climate of Los Angeles and of Mumbai, very similar. So that was the first gross understanding of sister cities. But then Surabhi Maharaj
Yeah?
came to New Dwarka. I think we've related this once here. On his final preparations for leaving this world. And as he was getting ready to give class, he was sitting on the Vyasasana. It was the first time he had seen Rukmini Dwarkadish deities. And I was watching him very attentively, and he started crying. It took him long minutes to compose himself. And then the first words he said were, I owe my entire spiritual life, my whole relationship with Srila Prabhupada, to Sri Sri Rukmini Dwarkadish. And I said, well, that doesn't make sense to me. I've known Surabhi for so many. So then he explained that Prabhupada had told him an amazing story here in Bombay, in the office where Prabhupada was overseeing all the features of the design of this temple. Prabhupada told him, I wanted to build all of this in my Western World headquarters. And once, when I was visiting Rukmini and Dwarkadish, I was expressing this to them, that this was going to be my offering to them. And the deities were very pleased, but they told Prabhupada, no, no, no. We want that, what you're envisioning, we want you to offer that to us in Bombay. And Prabhupada said, no, no. You have to picture this. Prabhupada's sitting on a Vyasasana, having a mystical conversation with the deities, which is imperceptible to any one of us. We don't see Prabhupada talking to Krishna, but he talks to Krishna. We don't see the deity talking to Prabhupada, but the deity talks to Prabhupada. So this was happening while Prabhupada was on the Vyasasana doing something else externally. So Prabhupada said, no, this is the Western World headquarters. I really want this to be here. It almost sounded like Prabhupada was arguing with Rukmini and Dwarkadish. But they said, no. We love that you want to offer this. We want you to offer it to us in our Bombay Center, to SriSriRadhaRasbihariTemple. And so Prabhupada had to surrender to that request. So Surabhi was saying, my whole relationship with Prabhupada is designing temples in India, and if Rukmini and Dwarkadish had not told that to Prabhupada, Prabhupada would not have grabbed me when he met me. And so, in that way, I started thinking, Rukmini, Dwarkadish, SriSriRadhaRasbihariTemple, these are sister temples. These are sister cities. This is Krishna in his different forms, and we're so intimately related.
Jai, wonderful,
Hare
beautiful.
Krishna.
I'm just going to go for a minute.
कीर्तन करो हमें रस प्रभु है हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Kartal Mridanga. Play Mridanga. Kartal. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, chant everybody. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
We'd like to thank His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj for giving today's lecture, as well as his association during the anniversary festival of SriSriRadhaRasbihariTemple. SriSriRadhaRasbihariTemple was inaugurated on the 14th January 1978. That year, Makara Sankranti Day. Generally, Makara Sankranti comes on 14th January, but sometimes 15th January also. So this year we are having on 15th January the Makara Sankranti festival. So both 14th and 15th, one by Tithi and another by calendar date. So we are celebrating 2 days, double the program. Prabhupada said double it. So Srila Prabhupada wanted to make the wonderful, marvelous marble palace for Sri Radha-Rasbihariji, and His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj spearheaded the team of devotees to realize that promise that Srila Prabhupada gave it to Sri Radha-Rasbihariji, and our Prabhu has gone, let him come. And it was realized also, manpower was here, money power is also required. For achieving anything, manpower, money power. Rameshwar Prabhu has wonderfully followed the instruction of Srila Prabhupada to send the money, which actually made. We are also very fortunate to have him also during this anniversary celebration here. And Srila Prabhupada very fondly called his Western disciples white elephants. I was during the Guru Puja time in front of Shri Shri Gaurnitai deity, Swarup Damodar Prabhu came from behind and he said that on the Gaurnitai altar, behind the Gaurnitai, there are dancing white elephants. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, Prabhupada said white elephants, the white elephants are already there. Generally, in the material world, in this planet at least, you don't see white elephants, you know. You see dark elephants, black. And the elephants are mostly used for prestige walk, procession and all. And maintaining elephant is very difficult, by the way. Sometimes people say that elephant de diya matlab usko maintain karna bahut mushkil hota hai. But Prabhupada said, white elephants, meaning the Western devotees, and in the procession when the elephant goes, the elephant don't dance, people only watch. Even the elephant goes, people come and watch outside, there will be a bell, ding, ding, oh, something is happening, you come and see. It's Indian culture, अपना culture है ऐसा. कुछ भी कोई आवाज करता है, हम आके देखते हैं कौन आवाज करता है. Srila Prabhupada wanted the Harinam Sankirtan to be done by the Western devotees and also dance and chant. So Prabhupada's white elephants were actually not for just procession. It is for hard work from morning till Mangala arati se lekar ke Shayana arati tak bahut kuch karna hai. So Prabhupada also, this white elephant is not found here actually. Actually, Indra's elephant, Airavata, is white elephant. So from the heavenly planet only, if you want to see a white elephant, you'll have to go to heavenly planet. But Prabhupada brought, without going to heavenly planet, from the Western world only imported the white elephants who can actually serve him. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made the elephants to dance in Jharkhand forest, chant and dance. But Prabhupada made white elephants to chant and dance and inspire so many people around India. So Prabhupada certainly wanted to have Krishna consciousness so established in India. So he actually took the devotees, those days mostly Western devotees, around India. So Prabhupada also asked His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj to write books. And His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj has written so many books. And we are also taking this opportunity to introduce a new book by His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj, Dancing White Elephants. So you can see in the cover itself there are so many dancing devotees, white elephant devotees. So here His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj pens down so many details of traveling with Srila Prabhupada. In the earlier days there were very intimate association. All the devotees had very intimate association with Srila Prabhupada. His Grace, this is His Grace Rameshwar Prabhu. Srila Prabhuji, please have a seat. As I was mentioning that Prabhupada wanted this wonderful, marvelous marble palace to be built for SriSriRadhaRasbihariTemple. His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj spearheaded the team of devotees, and you supplied the vital force for the team, dollars, money. And we are very thankful for you also to be here during this anniversary festival.
My service at the BBT would not have ever happened had it not been for what your Giriraj, Prabhupada's Giriraj, did to help establish ISKCON Press in the city of Boston in the year 1969. That was the beginning of the BBT officially. And your Prabhupada's, our Maharaj, is responsible for that beginning. And my service to Prabhupada, I am eternally in your debt for that. Hare Krishna.
We are very, very fortunate to have His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj as well as His Grace Rameshwar Prabhu. Both of them were behind establishment of this wonderful marble palace for SriSriRadhaRasbihariTemple ki. His Grace Rameshwar Prabhu was mentioning in the other day class about the same thing, that the first BBT Prabhupada wanted, at the time it was ISKCON Press. He didn't want to have it on a rented place. He wanted it on a permanent place. And His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj was instrumental with the help of his father to buy that place by giving $70,000? Huh? $10,000 of 1969. So
all you have to know is that Prabhupada said, wherever we can buy a temple, that is where I will establish my Brihat Mridanga. And there was a competition almost for a year amongst many temples and great stalwart devotees. And that competition was won by your Giriraj and Satsarup in the Boston city when they bought the first building in ISKCON instead of just renting a building. They beat Kirtananda, Hayagriva, Hansaduta, Tamal Krishna, Dayananda, Jayananda, Govinda Dasi, and Gorson, and on and on. Those were the devotees in the competition. Here, seated before us, is the victor. Hare.
After that very first ISKCON's own property was purchased, Srila Prabhupada commented, Giriraj is auspicious. So Giriraj Maharaj is bringing auspiciousness to us by jotting down all those wonderful association he had with the Prabhupada while traveling. This is Dancing White Elephants, traveling with Srila Prabhupada in India from August 1970 to March 1972. So this book contains Prabhupada's association with all the devotees in Amritsar, Delhi, Vrindavan, Indore, Surat, Bombay, Prayagraj, Ardha Kumbh Mela, Gorakhpur, Bombay, and Calcutta, Delhi, Madras, Mayapur and Calcutta, all wonderful details of Srila Prabhupada traveling with the Western devotees, and Giriraj Maharaj has jotted down a wonderful book. And we are also, Maharaj will be speaking about, because tomorrow also is our festival, actual festival, the Maha Abhishek, etc. will happen tomorrow. And Maharaj also will be giving class tomorrow, speaking specifically about the pastimes with Prabhupada in Bombay, from this book as well as from I Will Build You a Temple, the Juhu story.
If I could just say something that Maharaj may not have realized at the time, while he was in this group of spiritual white elephants traveling with Prabhupada. The rest of the Hare Krishna movement was trying to get bits of nectar from this. We were living for any word about it. If a letter came with any description, that was like the ultimate nectar for that, for the temples of the world at that moment that that letter came. The whole world of ISKCON was following this. So this book is so amazing, just thinking about it. I haven't read it, obviously, but it's so amazing to me because I used to dream of it and wait for any nectar to come out of those pastimes. And now here's a book of the nectar. Thank you, Maharaj. You fulfilled the dream of all the devotees from back then by this.
Airavata, by the way, was produced from the churning of the milk ocean. By churning the milk ocean, Airavata was produced. Srila Prabhupada churned the Western Ocean and produced white elephants. And Maharaj has churned all his association and he produced this book, wonderful book, Dancing White Elephants. So we will have a 3-minute video of this book, about this book, and after the video, Maharaj will be available. Needless to say, if anybody wants to buy the book, the books will be available. You want to say something, Maharaj?
No. I brought my pen to sign.
Oh, he is getting ready to sign. So there will be a book table. Not only this book, other books, I Will Build You a Temple and other books are also available. Those who want to buy, you can buy the book and get it to Maharaj. He will be happy to sign. And now, 3 minutes video on the book, Dancing White Elephants. And once again, thank you very much, Maharaj, for your lecture as well as your association. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Start from the beginning. Is there sound on that? Start from the beginning.